Hey, I'm back and I got better quality this time. Let me see some. Yeah, my quality is better. Look a little. I'm trying to get my stuff up and running right, y'all. Sitting here. Hold on. Look a little dark, don't it? Gonna make it brighter. Let's see what it look like now. I'm back, y'all. So I started with like I said, I'm getting ready to start streaming more, y'all. I am. I'm gonna get my stream together. Yeah. I'm gonna start getting my stream up together, y'all. But man, do you not know something, man? The weather has really changed a lot. Like, it's cool out there right now. Let's see what's up. All right. I'm on Twitch. Well, I'm on Kick. I'm just trying. My thing is, y'all, I'm trying to be on top of all this stuff. Like, I don't want to just be one of them people just not. Now, I'm trying to be on top of all this stuff. I think all this streaming stuff, all this stuff like that, but we need to be on top of all this as people. Let me see my Twitch. Hey, what's up, David? My brother. I'm about to eat too. I'm in the kitchen. I'm about to eat, y'all. Whew. I was about to cook, but my wife pointed out that I got all this food in here from all these previous meals, and I need to focus on. I need to eat my food from all my other meals. She was like, "You got all this stuff in here." So I got some chicken. I got some sweet potatoes. I got sweet potato. More a little hot. And look, I got some Brussels sprouts. She made some Brussels sprouts. So instead of cooking a brand new meal, I'm gonna eat this. Thank you. She over here, she trying not to be in the camera. Come on over here, girl. I'm finna put the Brussels sprouts in here. God, dang hot, boy. I got it. Mm-hmm. I'm finna eat, y'all. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, yeah, she made it. All these gourmet meals. She made it clear that I'm around here. Lord, thank you for the food. That she making all these. Yeah, let me some butter. She be making these top-notch meals, and then I'm steady wanting to eat new food every day. So, these sweet potatoes. Oh, crazy. I didn't grow these, but I'm growing some. He said, respect, going through your profile, please text me. I work with upper class influencers, and I have got a job you definitely love, give a shot. No BS. Thank you. Okay. Say she work with upper class influencers, boy. I'm trying to be up there in that class too. You hear me? Come on over here and get in that camera, girl.
Here you go. Look, y'all, this man be expecting big meals every day, y'all.
Not every day.
Let me tell you something. Every day. What the camera is? Oh, the camera
Just
right there.
Monday through Tuesday. I mean, Monday through Friday.
Anyway, but look, y'all. So he be wanting food.
Monday through Sunday.
I see myself.
Oh, the camera on.
Every day. So we got. I'm always throwing away food, y'all.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I am. We got chicken. I made chicken the other day. Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, and then before that, I made something else. I had to throw it. And then last night, I made the liver. Purple hull peas and baked potatoes. So we still got baked potatoes in the refrigerator. We still got liver in the refrigerator. We got it's something else in there. And then he gonna take out some more food today. Want some rolls?
No, I ain't gonna do that.
Today.
Not today. I'm gonna act right.
Yeah, you gonna act right today?
Mm-hmm. Lucille said she work with high-end influencers.
Okay, high-end influencer.
I'm trying to get on that end. You feel me?
Praise God.
Mm-hmm. So I'm up on Kick, Twitch, YouTube.
What is that right there?
That's Twitch.
Oh,
I'm up on everywhere. I ain't playing.
I see, boy. All right, one more. Bye.
Takari.
What's Takari?
They
Hey,
said-
Takari.
They say want to come eat.
Hey, Takari.
You know we live up.
Come on down here, cause you know I be throwing down. Come on.
Yeah, you know we live at, man. David said he want to learn the ins and outs of
Takari
movie.
said when you free, Takari, you be working. Yeah, you come whenever you free, anytime.
He
Just let
said-
me know when.
David, you want to learn the ins and outs of moving to the country?
You gotta move.
You gotta do it. So
we decided not to put the reels on. Yes, not today. We not.
okay, so the deal is,
Yeah, tell them the deal.
I got all this other food in him
I put my foot down, y'all.
that I need to eat. So we're gonna hurry up and run through this food, and then I'm gonna be streaming, y'all. I'm trying to stream every day. So I'm gonna work through my stuff. I'm gonna work through all my stuff, my kinks. But yeah, now I gotta I had to rethink that. You know, I had to rethink that. Not to just start back, cooking. But I got this fresh sweet potato. Into my fresh Brussels sprout. Y'all know, man, I got chicken I'm growing out right now. And man, that chicken you get from the store, man, it don't taste right, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, all the meat you get from the store, man, it taste old. Mm-hmm. I'm out of chicken. So we got these thighs from this meat place. Oh, man, it don't taste right. But the deal is, I didn't realize that taste until I started processing my own meat. Oh, that my kick, my people on my kick. So I get out my streamer one time. Let me cut that oven on. So I get all my comments at one time. Yo, everybody on here, the streamers already on kick. They spamming me. It's okay. How is the food? I go on late. Now I ain't use the food. I ain't gonna use the smoker, man. My wife made it abundantly clear that I need to eat what's in the refrigerator because we be eating food almost every day. Well, almost every day. We eat food every day. And she'll cook it. But then I'll be like, the next day I got to taste something else. I don't know. You feel me? But y'all let me know what y'all into today. I apologize about the stream early, man. I was trying to float around on the farm. I got to work the kinks out on that, you know. Well, once I get the kinks worked out, I think we'll be all right. Let me see where I'm at. And we'll go from there. But I don't know what the weather like where y'all at. But where I'm at right now, y'all, the weather is like cool. Like for real. It's a little cool out there. I got them baby chicks outside. Hoping them jokers can make it. Now, I ain't fooling with that smoker. Not today, bro. Not today. Yeah, but it's raining and cool outside. For real. You did. Oh, I see comments. I'm in Oklahoma. It's 80. I'm in Oklahoma. It's 80. Oklahoma, 80. Now, we ain't 80 down here in South Jordan. Let me see what the temp is. Hold on. Let me tell y'all what the temp down here. It's supposed to be raining all day today. It's supposed to rain all day today. I should have fertilized my field, y'all. Hold on. 69 degrees. 69, man. It's cool out there. I gotta go up there in a minute and feed you 68 in Maryland, rainy in Orlando. Yeah. You grew up eating food from the butcher in the neighborhood. Yeah, man. The food, from me, honest, y'all, man. The food, once you start eating fresh food, man, I'm telling you, you won't even know what that food tastes like. Most of the time, when I was in the city, I just ate the food because that's what it tastes like. But now, let me tell y'all something. Man, that meat, that chicken and stuff, man, in the stove, be old. All I can do is tell you, true believers on you. All that supposedly organic, man, all that stuff tastes old, y'all. I'm telling you now. But most people haven't eaten fresh meat, so they don't know what fresh meat tastes like. So they think what they eating is no. They coming from somebody who ate old meat his whole life. I just been eating old meat. I didn't know I was eating old meat though. I thought that's just how the meat tastes. I didn't know. So now we eating fresh meat. Meat tastes this way. So now I try to eat the meat from the store again. Can't do it. Look in the Leaf of Life plan. I'm gonna look in the Leaf of Life plan. You told me. Yeah, for cold too. I'm gonna look in the Leaf of Life. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what. So when I cook it, when I butcher out chicken, I can't remember it. I can't remember what it looked like. But I know the chicken in the doggone store don't be good. I know that much. Mary Williams said goat liver. Nope, can't do it. Hey, Mary, I feel ain't, but it was good though. Yeah, Mary just said goat liver. Hey, it's out the blue. Just came from nowhere with it. Then you, Mary. Let me see. James said, I'm trying to set me up a little homestead, about 5 acres, only animals. I want is chicken and lamb. My beef I buy from butcher farmers. All everything y'all doing, blessings and more. So that's a good plan. My plan and strategy would definitely be, if you're just trying to stay small, don't fool with goats. Fool 100% with sheep, because sheep are easily to maintain. They docile, right? So if you want something that can fit into a homestead and eat grass, goats will eat grass, but they get worms, man. The goats get worms. So the sheep I have, they don't have worm issues. The sheep are more like Cow. So if you're looking for something that's like a cow, then roll with the sheep. If I was starting over from scratch, y'all, if I was starting over from scratch, straight up, right now, I mean from right now, from zero, and I know what I know now, I get a small batch of chickens that lay eggs, and I'm talking about small, like 10. I wouldn't get a lot, just a small batch of chicken that lay eggs. But I wouldn't buy. Hold on, reset. Let me get my mind right, because I'm telling y'all wrong. This is what I would do. I would give me 30 chicken, but they will be heritage birds. They will be this is what I'm doing now. They will be heritage bird. They'll be a dual purpose bird. I got some dark Cornish right now, and they have eggs, and you can butcher the meat out, right? That's what I would focus on. I would not get chicken just to lay. I would get chicken that you can lay and eat. You get what I'm saying? So that means I would get something like a dark Cornish or Freedom Ranger or a bird that have multiple purposes. So if you're just getting started and you hadn't ran out and got chicken, don't get layers. Get multi-purpose birds that you can butcher and eat, birds that you can hatch out. So let me tell y'all something about heritage bird. A heritage bird, you can put a male and a female and have eggs, and you can hatch them eggs out, and then that's traditional. But you got a lot of these layers you can't do that with, because they're what you call sex links. So it's not. Stick with the heritage birds. They're gonna cost you more up front, but you're gonna be able to hatch your eggs out. So right now, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. All my egg layer birds that I already have, I'm just weeding them out. I had one that passed away last night before last. I mean, they just get old. Sometimes it's the food. Stuff just happen, right? I'm letting them pass away. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna replace them. I'm not buying any more. I'm not buying any more layers. My wife had to bring me this, y'all. We're getting ready to bring this out. We're getting ready to bring this out. But what we're doing is we're gonna refine it. So it's before you buy land and get animals and stuff, we're gonna refine it. But thank you, baby. But so I'm letting my layers pretty much phase out. And I got a batch of meat birds that I'm getting ready to butcher out. Matter of fact, we should go ahead and get that. Let's go and get that thing, baby. You hear me? Reese, let's just go and get that thing. Yeah, let's just do it. But I'm about to get a tractor, because I'm getting a chicken tractor, because what I'm about to do is I'm about to start inviting y'all down to let y'all be a part of the butchering process with us. So we got that plan set up. It gonna cost now. I ain't gonna be for free, but I ain't gonna try to charge you, a bunch of money. But that's a way for us to generate money. And then expose you guys to something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up these classes where you guys can come down and teach you how to butcher out birds the right way. And you can get that experience. So we're getting ready to do that, guys. We're getting ready to do that. But get heritage birds. Just remember, I told you that. Now, do not buy layers. Don't buy Rhode Island Reds. Don't buy Golden Comets. Now, unless you just want eggs and don't want meat, then you do that. But if you want chicken meat and eggs, then get a bird that they call them dual purpose birds, right? And Freedom Rangers, dark Cornish, it's several different kinds they have that you could do. But that will allow you to be able to eat them and everything. And you won't just have a coop full of birds that laying eggs. So I'm kind of unwinding what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you get to take the chicken home. What's your name, Shaquetta? Yeah, that's the point. You're gonna come. Let's say we get a group of 10 and we have 50 birds. Everybody get 5. So part of the money in your fee is you're paying for 5 birds, but you get the experience of butchering them out. So my hope and goal is moving forward, you won't have to come down here to do it. You could just buy you a small batch at your house, whether it's 5, 10, because you got to think about it, right? If you buy 10 birds and you raise them across 6 weeks, because we go to 6 to 8 weeks, 5 pounds. We're trying to get them up to 4 to 5 pounds, right? 6 pounds, you got a big bird. So if you buy 10 birds, that's 20 wings, 20 thighs, 20 legs, and you could bust the breast down the middle, and you have two breasts, right? It's one breast, but you bust it down the middle, you have two breast sides, right? So you got 20 wings, 20 thighs, 20 legs, and one breast. We're gonna say 20. That's 80 pieces of chicken. You get what I'm saying? So not only are you gonna replenish your freezer, but also you buying, and it's healthy. It's a more healthier choice. I'm telling y'all, man, once you start eating the food on our farm, on your farm, or your homestead, you're gonna understand, man, that the food you've been eating, especially the meat, it's not okay. It's two things. The produce is not ripe, and the meat is old. That's two of the things I learned while at the now that I've been eating at my own place, out of my own place. None of the produce you get out of the store is ripe ever. Because think about it, they got to put it on the shelf unripe. If they put it on the shelf ripe, it only got a week left. You hear what I'm saying? So they pick it unripe. So the nutritional value in the food never reach its maximum amount because they picked it when it wasn't ripe. You see? Whereas if it stay on the vine longer, it's gonna get more nutrition from the soil, more nutrition from the sun, etc. And then that's gonna transfer into your body. So none of the fruit, none of the vegetables are ripe, and the meat is pretty much always old. Yep, always old. So that's exactly what we're doing. So hold on, but I'm getting ready to get us set up where we can go ahead and do what I want to do. Hold on, Reese. I'm gonna send you the link, okay? Reese, I'm gonna send you the link so you can do your thing. But let me send her the link right quick. Yeah, we're gonna do it. And cool. But yeah, so hey y'all. He says, yeah, I'm telling you, Pam, listen to me. I've been eating food off my farm for a while now. For 4 years, I've been eating food off my homestead, off local people homestead. So one of the benefits of living in a rural area is not only you having your own food, is dealing with the people 2 houses down or 5 streets over or 15 miles away from you, going to their place and buying stuff too. That's important. That local system, having that bartering system set up. Yeah, Shaquita, we're gonna do it. We actually getting to the point now where we're getting ready to buy our stuff now. Do you have anything? Do you have anything for sale? I don't have anything right now for sale other than our oil and our seasoning we're selling. Matter of fact, we're getting restocked up on the seasoning. What happened with the seasoning was we ran a sale and the guys bought them out immediately as soon as we sold them. We had a lot and we thought that was enough. That wasn't enough. So we got a new batch coming. It's got to be bottled and everything. And, we have to do that at the right place in the facility. Got to be, so got to do that. Once we get that done, we're going to run another 20% off sale to be able to accommodate all the people who was not able to get the seasoning. So we're going to run another 20% off sale. That's getting ready to come. So be on the lookout for that. I'm probably do it 3 days, 3 to 4 days, something like that, to let people who wanted to buy the seasoning during the last sale, they couldn't get it. But let me see. Yeah, I can taste the difference. Shoot, I told him, yeah, and then even the difference in the my sister, they vegan. Thank you for that, Robin. But I'll be questioning the actual vegetable as well. I think the ideal of veganism and all these different diets, it sounds good without really knowing where the vegetables are coming from, what they're spraying on them, herbicides. Just because somebody say it's organic, that don't necessarily mean it's organic. I'm just telling you. Y'all know wording is everything. Understanding is even more, right? You could word something one way, but when you understand some things, then that kind of open your eyes. I think for all of us, if you're able to, let me make sure I put that caveat out there. All of us have to be able to. If you're able to, the one solution that's going to help is being able to grow your stuff. You have to, because I don't think a garden is a luxury or a hobby anymore. I just think people haven't woke up to the fact, right? I think a garden is a necessity now. But for years, it was a luxury and a hobby. It was just fun. And I always remember when I grew up, my grandmama had a garden, my great grandmama had a garden, everybody had a garden, you know. But I don't think it's a hobby anymore, guys. I don't think it's a luxury anymore. I think it's actually, there you go, Pam. I think it's actually a necessity. Yeah. So yeah, the difference. He said we would. Yeah, I want to, that's what I'm gonna do. We're getting ready to buy the tractor now. We're gonna set it up to where we can have 50 to 100 birds in there. You know, you think you do 5 people come down, 5 couples, or 10 couples come down, everybody get 5 birds a piece, or 10 couples come down and you get a package and you want to do 10 birds. You just got to butcher your 10 birds out. You know what I mean? Now, what I am going to ask is everybody have to bring their own cooler, because you're going to butcher the birds out here, but you got to take the cooler home. You don't never freeze or process the birds before 48 hours. You got to let them come out of rigor mortis. So they come out of rigor mortis after 48 hours. So after you get them home, then y'all can go ahead and finish processing them. You probably need about 2 days, 48 hours or more, 2 days. So with chicken, how it works is you can butcher it right now and cook it right now, and it'll be perfect. But if you wait 2 hours, the body gonna start stiffening up. So it go into rigor mortis. So then the meat gonna be stiff, like you get it and you can't pull it. So you can butcher it right now, put it on the grill right now, and it's gonna be perfect. As long as you cook it, as soon as you kill it, it's perfect. It'd be some great bird. We've done that before. Or if you let it wait 2 hours, you can't go from 2 to 48 hours. So you bring a cooler and we put it in your cooler, and you take it home. You take it home and you let it sit in your garage or your front for 48 hours. Then y'all come back together, slice it up, cut your pieces up. 5 birds. If you got 5 birds, you have 10 wings, 10 legs, 10 thighs, and 10 breasts, you know. So what's that? 50? 10 wings, 10 legs, 10 thighs, 10 breasts. So there's 40 pieces of chicken, right? Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me see. I'm trying to stay on top of the comments today. Yeah, the difference is yeah, we're gonna do that, man. I don't know how much I can take part in it, but you can butcher. Trust me. It's if you can slice up a regular chicken at home, it's the same. All we doing is dip it in hot water, put it in the defeather, get it off, gut it. That's it. Like, it is no big deal. Robin, she said she received her oils. You used it for lunch. Excellent. Thank you. Pam said her husband have a garden. He said, Ken said, I know a guy that says his flax was organic, ended up in federal prison because it wasn't. I mean, y'all remember, wording is one thing, but understanding is another. It's always truth. Like we you know, people have said stuff for so long. Like we got to get to the point where we understand as a people that we have been lied to about almost everything in our lives. Like, I mean, outside of the conspiracy theories and outside of what we want to believe, guys, we've been lied to about everything. The history books lie. Almost everything is a lie. They all taught us lies, guys. We all been lied to, for real. So because we have been considered chattel, like we're the cows, they stopped herding cows and ranchers and they started herding us. When our country went from having in the industry, let's say that right. Our country went from industry, like meaning that we actually made something that we provided to the world other than the military. We became the resource, the people. So we've been lied to, regardless if people want to believe that or not. You know, there's always some people bright enough and they swear they smart enough to everybody. So it's okay. You believe what you want to believe, but everybody preys on us, you know, the pharmaceutical, the tax man, like your state, local, city taxes. It's nothing but businesses. When you go to most towns, the only thing that's growing is the government entities. It's not industry, right? It's no businesses. It's just the jail. It's the prison, the state prison. The smallest town got a prison nearby, or it got a county jail. You got 50 sheriffs and 10 police officers. So it's law enforcement using tax dollars, right? And they have to continue to tax us more and more and more to be able to support that. But at the end of the day, all that is coming from us, homeowners, sales tax, you know, so property tax. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go down that right there, because that right there is a big, long slippery slope. James said, thank you for sharing you and your wife experience on Homestead. Y'all have taught me a lot and educated me on buying property, the trees, clearing it out, and the three most important things I got to have on the property. Absolutely, man. The tree market is kind of different now. So when we sold ours, the market was, I don't know where it's at today, but it's places around here, right up my dirt road. Somebody just sold all their trees off. So if somebody say people are not buying trees, maybe where they are at is not, they're not buying trees, but you won't know until you get into your local forest, get in contact with your local forestry, find timber companies, right? Find timber companies and just see, you can sell your stuff. Let me see. That's right. Let me see. Yeah. Y'all have y'all coolers up. That's what we plan on doing. My mother used to smoke her chicken sometimes. Yeah, smoked chicken is good, y'all. Hello, Karen. Why don't you wring the neck like my granny did? Because we got better ways. Not saying what your granny did was wrong, but the better way to do it for us is put it in a cone. They got something called a kill cone. So you put the bird upside down. Anytime you hold chicken upside down, that make them docile. Like they kind of make them like get kind of loopy. And then you just come and let them bleed out and dip them and keep it moving. It's easy that way, right? Deborah said, I'm looking forward to getting back gardening. Yes, I was a stay-at-home mother and was able to have a very nice big garden. Didn't know what I was doing, but God blessed, and I was able to bless others. That's right. Yeah, we got it. We're gonna have to get back to that stuff. Hey, Tawana, Pam, Robin, Sir Bros. What's up, brother? Jill Brown Jones. Hey. What's up, Jill? Robin, me and my husband too. Valencia, y'all coming? Yeah, I want you guys. That's what we're putting together now. I mean, this is a low hanging fruit for us, guys. I'm telling you, we really doing it. We about to buy a tractor, chicken tractor. And this is one of my goals right here. If y'all notice, I got these brown birds down here. These brown birds that I have are going to be that's going to be exclusively our thing. I want to bring that to y'all. It's so much knowledge and information that us city people don't really have. We don't get, right? We don't really get this knowledge. We think it's just a chicken. We just think this is a chicken. We don't know the difference between an egg layer chicken or a meat bird. We don't know the difference. So, and now even with the meat birds, I want to give you guys a different experience. So one of the meat birds I'm going to have down here is a dark Cornish, and it's going to be a different type of meat. It's like a gourmet meat, but that's what I want to do. I want to expose my people to all the different varieties of this stuff. It's not just one thing. So that's my thing, What's up, Kenneth? Thank you, sir. Let me see. Thank you for educating on homesteading and property buying. Thank you guys for listening, Jill. Yep. Thank you guys for listening. So this is what happened with pigs. I raised a couple of pigs and I realized that I don't want to do that. My neighbor raised pigs. He got a nice setup and it's easier for me just to buy pigs from him. So just from the meat standpoint, I can get you pig meat all day long. He got some babies coming this weekend. So I can get you a bunch of pig meat, like whatever kind of pig meat you want. I can get you a whole pig, half a pig, whatever you want. But for me, I don't want to raise them. Number one, let me tell y'all something about pigs. If you don't know, pigs are extremely intelligent. Extremely intelligent. If you don't know about pigs, let me expose you to it. They are smart, guys. No. Smart is a lack of appreciation. Pigs are intelligent. They are intelligent. You can look at them in their eyes and you can just see how smart they are. Pigs are smart, guys. They are. So I don't need man that smart. Like, they smarter than dogs. They smart. They know how to get out. I had one pig. This is what the pig would do. The pig would stand there and watch what you're doing. This is no joke. The pig stood there and watched what we were doing, like how we were putting the gate on there. So I left. Shoot, I look up. The pig come walking out. He done figured out how to raise the gate up with his snout. He put his snout up under it, and he know how to pick the gate up now. I couldn't keep him in. So now we had to go and change everything around so he couldn't raise it up. Because how we had it sit it up there, it would have worked for the goats. It would work for the cows. It would work for everybody. It would even work for the dog. Anybody. The dog might have tried to climb it. The pig, he knew to stick his nose up under it and pick the whole gate up. He picked the whole gate up, set the gate down. Him and his brother came walking up out of there. They too smart, man. Pigs are intelligent, guys. Straight up intelligent. But we're getting ready to bring this out, but we're critiquing it right now. This is going to be a manual. So a lot of this stuff that I'm teaching, that I'm telling you guys, I'm going to put in a manual. So when you get ready to go look at a property, or even after you buy your property, I want you to have this reference manual to be able to look back on and be able to see that, okay, you got some kind of information. Because when I first started, I didn't have any kind of information. So I want to condense this into a nice manual. So right now we're getting it, we're going through it. I like it, but I just want to beef it up a little bit. Like, I really do. I like it though. Like, we got pictures in there, telling about different things. I just want to show, we got illustrations about coop building. We got, teaching you about septic. So all that stuff that I've been talking about, we putting it in a manual, right? I'm planning on doing a course, and this book is going to be the teaching course out of it. So what I want to do is, you can buy the book directly from me, or we join a course, and we're going to create a course, and then you guys could just join the course, and then we'll use this as a lesson plan, and you guys can follow along, and we can teach out of this book so you can learn. So that's what we're doing right now. But I'm just right now at the point where I want it to be more. Like, I don't, whatever I'm giving, that's why I give away free information, because I really want to add value to you. I'm not trying to just talk, I'm really trying to give you information. So for me, I'm just looking through it and, just going through the process right now, or just trying to critique it. This is just a sample book, and just figure out, like, what more could I add to this? So that's where I'm at with it right now. Yeah, we already copyright. Yeah, everything we do is copyright. Yeah, all our products and everything is copyright. We did that the right way. Like, we went through that process early. We went through the copyright process and copyright phase of getting all our stuff copywritten, and we're not copywritten, but just protected. All our stuff is protected. So yeah, that's one thing we did. I mean, trademark everything. Like, we done been through the whole process, the whole phase, guys. But one thing about it, I could tell you this, and this one thing I learned: don't focus on nobody stealing your ideas, because let me tell you why. This is why. Just listen to me, okay? They can't sell it like you can. So they can steal your ideas, but it's still not you. You got to remember, you are the product. This is not the product. You are. You are the product. So if you're marketing and campaigning yourself and positioning yourself and doing what you're supposed to do for yourself, then they can steal your ideas, but they won't be able to sell it. It's just not the same thing. It's just not coming from you. You see what I'm saying? So, but even though that's a good point, what you're saying, I'm not knocking what you're saying. I just want to make sure that I always kind of help people when they talking to, because when I start talking to people, they say, yeah, I got to go through this process and go through that process. And I say, yeah, you should. But also remember, I don't care what they steal from you. They can't sell it like you can, because they're not you. They're not you. So, yeah, we're going to teach out of this. So we're going to set up the whole program to where you guys can join virtually. And then my next big thing is I'm getting the tent set up, and it's a blessing how everything just worked out, because I just sold this boat I had out here, right? And I had the boat, and I sold the boat, and I said, well, I'm gonna just hold the money. And then my wife said, well, why don't we do what we said we was gonna do? And I was like, what? She was like, buy the I was like, oh wow, I didn't even I wasn't even thinking about it. So she put me on that. We're gonna buy the chicken tractor, I want y'all, and then we're gonna set up these military tents we got, right? And then I'm gonna y'all gonna see us put it out, and I want you guys to come down, right? And here come Reese. And then I want y'all to come down. And when y'all come down, then we have a table set up, nice, cool, everything, the environment set up for you. And then I'm gonna teach y'all how to do it. And I want to teach y'all how to do it. But yeah, man, yeah, that's it. But yeah, that be on the lookout for this. But I ain't fully satisfied with it yet. I love it, but I just want to add more value. Then I want to set up the course online.
So what you don't like about it?
No, it's not on
work.
I don't think it's not that I don't like about it. I love the whole everything. I just want to
add to it.
I just want to add some more. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see the picture. Let me show them the picture. Right.
He bark out the order, y'all, and I make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got stuff like even teaching you how to do your fencing, like a proper way to do your fencing. You got your H brace and all this different stuff. We got all that. You see what I'm saying? And but I want to add more. I want it to be something that when you get it, it's comprehensive, right? It's gonna touch on pretty much all the topics you're gonna need to deal with when you first time property buyer. So that's what I'm looking at now, guys. But look what it say. Avoid costly mistakes. That's the main thing. Mm-hmm. Avoid costly mistakes.
And we know because we paid a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Amen, somebody.
We made the costly mistakes. So that's what we getting ready to put together, guys. It costs us. So I'm gonna start working on that, man. I really want to start working on that, man, and putting together a course, and then got the book in the course, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. But you got that link I sent you? Mm-hmm. Nice. But
yes, sir. I would help reduce the time.
It says, yeah, I would help. It would help reduce the time from searching and asking. Yeah. New to garden this year and love watching you guys. Hey, Bethany, thank you. Yeah. So
I'm doing good, Jim.
What'd you say? Oh, grandma. Yeah, grandma over there straight.
Come on, G.
Yeah, grandma straight. I was over there. What did I take the liver? I took the liver to her last night. Yeah. But yeah, so you can actually get this stuff and you won't have to go searching through and learning, and you don't have to keep asking the questions. You can always just revert back to the book, right? And then as we grow the program, we're gonna add more and more content. So
and come to you.
And come to you. And as you Larry, you just need to have a volume 2 or book 2. Okay. Yeah. So and as we grow it, and I understand what you're saying, Deborah. As we grow it, then I'm gonna say, okay, we got a volume 2, we got a book 2. What you call it when they do the what they call it when they upgrade the book, the appended. It's the appended, the appended version when they add to it. Yeah, when they go back and add. Yeah. So Chris said I bought an old farm last year, and it has been a learning curve trying to get information and not waste time and money. I want to buy. Yeah. I want to. I'm gonna help all your content. Hey, Bethany, thank you so much. You're a perfect example that God work ethics do pan out. Yes, ma'am. Teamwork makes the dream work. It does. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That's what I want to do. I don't think it has to be amended. It's I think appendix. It's the appendix, but it's the appended version, abridged, appended, version, y'all. But anyway, that's what I want to do. My goal is, and this stuff is going to apply just for you, even if you got a little 1 acre place that you trying to just do in your backyard, right? You can set this stuff up. So we got the septic system in here. We have all kind of stuff, livestock planning. We got finding your land. My wife really took that part and ran, because to be perfectly honest, my wife found this part. Like this area over here, this land, I didn't find this, guys. So do not let me tell you I did. My wife found this. She found it. And obtained favor from the Lord. That's what they say. See, this is my favor right here. You see this place? See, this is my favor. See, y'all gotta understand. I'm walking in favor right now. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So my wife found this. She found it. I didn't find it, and she found it and took it from there and ran with it. Right. Finding land will take a while, but it's well worth the effort. You're right about that. And that's the thing about people. What we have to understand is that yes, finding land will take time, but I'm gonna give y'all one warning about land buying, right? Is this. The idea is that larger is better, right? I want as many acres, especially as us guys. Like we're I need 1,000 acres. I wouldn't, you get 1,000 acres, it'll end up being a lot of work on you. Like it really would be. And you may not even get a chance to see it through in your lifetime. And the goal would be, we hope to have somebody who come behind us and take it and run with it, but they may not, they may not. And we did our part, but I would love for you to may not buy as many acres, because you could buy 100 acres of undeveloped land in the middle of nowhere and go in there and build it out and build a road out. The road may cost you $50,000, like straight up, man. Like, I'm being honest with you, right? It either costs you $50,000 for the road or $50,000 for the machinery. You'll buy the machines, but you can keep using the machine over and over again, and then you can eventually sell the machine when you get done with it. Or let's say instead of spending all the same amount of money, let's say I'm just gonna use this. Let's say you had 250. 16 acres is a good piece of property. Let's say you have let's say you got $300,000 you want to spend, and you want to spend $300,000, and you done found you a place with 125 acres for $300,000. It's in the middle of nowhere though, right? It's undeveloped, it's rural, and you see it as a resource, and it really is if you get it developed. Now, let's speak in money terms, man. It may cost you another $300,000 just to get it developed, guys. Like, I'm just being honest. It may cost you another $300,000. Like, we're talking about water, road access, and we're not just talking about cutting the road. We're talking about laying down gravel or crush and run to get it. It's a lot, just to do it. You want to bring utilities out. I seen one guy. He got a business where he do content. And he wanted to bring, he bought a place in the rural Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of them. And he got this beautiful place built out, right? It's a beautiful place built out. And they had to bring the internet and the lights out there. Do you know he got to pay $2,000 a month just for his internet until he get it paid off? Because they'll bring it out there and they may ask for some money up front, but then they'll tack the rest of it on your bill. You see what I'm saying? And he had to pay, like, I forget how much he said he had to pay up front, but it was a lot. It was a lot, because remember, if you're in the middle of nowhere, there isn't any infrastructure, no aerial cables, nothing carrying. So if you go to a piece of property and you see aerial cables, meaning power cables, internet cables up there, then it's going to be cheaper for you to get the stuff on your land. But if you go out there and you don't see nothing but trees, you haven't seen no area, man, do you understand what it's going to take to get power? They're going to have to run poles. They're going to have to put poles in the ground and run it down to you to get to you. You get it? So point I'm trying to make is, how about you go and instead of spending $300 for the 100, spend $300 for a good 25. And when I say a good 25, it already has the septic on it. It already has the power on it. It already has the well on it. It already has internet access already on it, right? It already has some kind of fences, And when you come on, you're not building from scratch. I mean, don't allow ego to lead you with this stuff, man. I'm telling you, don't allow ego. Ego will get you in a bad place. Don't allow ego to lead you with land buying. The wrong person to buy land is a person driven by ego. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, man, because you're going to have a big old beautiful piece of property. And somebody reached out to me the other day on Instagram. He said, I forget how much he bought, but it was a while ago. He said, I bought such and such a while ago. It's a bunch of acres, right? He said, man, I just don't know what to do with it. I said, because when you were buying it, you were in love with the ideal. So the ideal sounds great. Man, I'm going to give me 100-acre, me and my family. But the actual implementation, you know what I mean? Like trying to make it happen. That's where, that's the beginning of it. So, yeah, I always tell everybody, man, that listen, man, if you can get it as developed as you possibly can. That's it. Don't try to do it big time. Johnny said, how much do you think it would cost to fix if I already have a well? Well, Johnny, let me ask you a question. When you say to fix the well, what's wrong? Is it the well pump? Like, is it the pump that's wrong? Bad? The well tank? What's wrong with your well? I'm not sure. I'm not a well guy, but some things are easier said than done. Like, some things you might as well just go ahead and get another well. Is the well dry? Has it dried up? You know? Like, so what's wrong is really what's going to be how much it's going to cost. Because if it's dry, then that means you got to get another well. You know? He said most likely the pipes down in the ground. Is it down in the ground? The pipe down in the ground? So I'm not sure. You know? But another thing that I've learned is some things are truly expensive while others not. Like, they're not as expensive as you think they are. Get somebody out, look at it. It may not be as bad as you think it is. You know, it may be something that you may get them to look at it, and it may be like, man, say, yeah, man, that'll be, you know, I'll just get them to look at it. I've learned that most of the stuff that I be worried about be not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. It's always the surprise stuff. Like somebody say, yeah, something you think is only going to be a couple $100 get fixed, and then you go to get it fixed, and they be like, yeah, that $3,000, like $3,000. Yeah, you ain't know that one part cost $2,000. I'm gonna charge you $1,000 to put it on, that type of thing, right? So it's always the surprise stuff that get me. You know, it's never the stuff I think. All the stuff I'm always dreading, it's never as expensive as the stuff that just came out of nowhere. Man, how are these people getting my information? Good gracious. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna get ready to bring this out. We get ready to put this out. And working on the actual course. Let me read some comments. Charlie said, we got a 30-acre farm that already had a house, water, fencing, and barns. All that needed was a tank dug for cow and fishing. Simple, right? So all the money that you spent on the front end was well spent. Because if you want to be in this farm lifestyle, he said they already had everything. Like, you already got the fencing, you got the barns, everything. And just get that. And then you can go into operation immediately. And some of these places, man, you could buy the animals too. Like, some of these places, they already got it established. You know, they have places you can buy. I've seen farms that go up for auction, like they lose their farm to the bank and stuff. And it's few and far in between, of course. But I've seen some, they sell everything. Whole place. They'll sell it as it sits. If they can't sell it like that, then they'll start piecemealing it. Right? They had one, man, probably like a year or so ago. I ain't had the money, but they wanted like $400,000 for it, right? That's a big number, but man, it was sitting straight, man. It was a lot of land. It got a house. It had like 2 or 3 houses on it already. And it was still equipment just randomly around the place. Like, you go down, there's a John Deere tractor sitting down there. Like, they don't care. The bank just want their money. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different opportunities, guys. Let me see. Atmospheric water generator. I think we all gonna need that. I need to look into that, right? This is the generator that get the water out of the sky. I see this guy, he got one. He has a machine that he pull up into. He was in like Flint. He pulled up in places where they don't have good water supply. And yeah, I know what this guy, I know what Tech's talking about. It's an atmospheric water generator. It plugs it up, right? And it runs. And it's pretty much like a dehumidifier, you know, a humidifier, but it's just on a larger scale. And it pulls the water out the atmosphere. Yeah. He says, a small charge for a day on the farm. I'm waiting to, yeah, we're going to charge Teresa Ken. Good. We can help women. We can't feed the animals or harvest vegetables. Yeah. We got you. Oh, it's going in. We're going to raise meat goats on our legacy farm eventually. Yeah. Meat goats all the way. But look at sheep. I always tell everybody, man, don't sleep on the sheep now. If I was starting over from scratch, I would do sheep. So if you hadn't already bought goats, meat goats, look at sheep. Don't sleep on the sheep now. Them jokers are, man. Man. Now I had a group, I had 10. I come out every day, one of them were dead. They were dying. I thought, man, sheep were bad. But what I realized, they had they were dying from bloat. They were overeating. But all of a sudden they stopped. So I had 10, 5 died. Then the other 5 didn't die no more. No, they stopped dying. So then I had 5, the 5 had babies. So then I'm back up to 10 now, right? So now all of them pregnant. So yeah, mutton, very good. That's sheep, lamb meat, leg of lamb, lamb chop. Yeah, sheep is good, buddy. Yeah, very good. Yeah, yes, we have one sheep already. They will be in the mix. Yeah, sheep are what's up, man. Yeah, get some sheep. Charlie Cook said tax liens. Remember with a tax lien, there is a redemption period. I used to do tax liens, guys. I done did all kind of stuff, but tax liens was one of them. I used to buy tax liens. Georgia got a 16-month tax lien redemption. I think is it 16 or 13 months redemption? I think it's 13. It's 1 year redemption. I think the average is 16 because you got to foreclose on the property pretty much. Like you got to take the property. If you pay somebody taxes for them. The tax liens only gonna work if the property is owned outright. I had to learn that. So I want to make sure I say that because when people say stuff, I want to make sure it's a great idea. Tax liens are a great way to get a return on your investment. I used to buy them not with the hope of buying the property. I used to buy them with the hope of getting a return on the money. So I would find the largest tax lien I can afford, and I would get like a 20% return on it, especially if they pay it off fast. So the redemption period is how much time they have before you are legally allowed to start the foreclosure process on the property. And I used to buy them in Louisiana. They got two-year redemption. Georgia was a great state to buy them in, but we talking about heavily competitive because the redemption period is so short that you could really get a property. So I didn't ever buy them with the intent on getting the property. I bought them with the intent on just getting a return on the money. You know, I got 30,000 and I put it out on a bunch of tax liens. You get 20 on this one, 20 on that one, 20 on this one, 20 on that one. Man, I almost flipped your money. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I used to do it, but yeah, them tax liens something else, man. You gotta know what you're doing with those, getting a property. I heard of people getting properties on tax liens. But it's like the great white whale. Like I hear tell, I think the better solution with tax liens is this: a little piece of property. You can get you a little piece of land because people will lose a piece of property quick on some tax lien stuff. Somebody forgot to pay it. Somebody died out. They had a little 15 acres sitting over there. Nobody paying the taxes on it. You done went down and bought it. They got over-the-counter tax liens too. I think Alabama, down here in the South where I'm at, Alabama have over-the-counter tax liens. That means you can walk into a tax commissioner's office right now and find out what tax liens they have for sale and buy them right now over the counter. Like right now, you can buy. So they got tax liens. They got tax certificates. Let me see, tax certificates, and it was something else they got. But yeah, you can buy it. It's a different thing. Just do your research, man. Do your research. I used to do that stuff. So one thing about me is to be completely honest, and I say this like I don't want to sound arrogant when I say this. Oh, you know, but I've been a hustler a long time, y'all. A long time. When my mama passed away, and I hate to go back to the story, but I just like to qualify it. But when my mama passed away, it didn't work out with me and family members, my dad and nobody. So I ended up in the streets. And I mean, literally in the streets. I was 14, 15 years old living in the streets. So I had to figure out how to make it. And of course, along the way, I did a lot of wrong stuff. So when I got older, I don't want the consequences of the wrong stuff. So I started doing the right stuff, and I had to find other ways to make money. And I started doing tax liens. When I was working my corporate job, I'm just hustling. I did tax liens. I did day trading, crypto. I did crypto. Let me see. I made a lot of money on crypto. I ain't gonna lie. Ethereum. I made a lot of money on Ethereum 1 year. A lot of money on Ethereum 1 year. Let me see. Another thing I used to do, I always visited auctions, bought stuff, resold it. I flipped so much stuff off auctions. Yeah, so I done did a lot of little hustle stuff, right? And tax liens was one of them. The only drawback for me with tax liens was it was too slow for me. It was too slow. So if you ever did day trading before, you could wake up right now. I made a lot of money in day trading, AMD, the chips. I made a lot of money on AMD. You wake up in the morning, you can buy some shares on that joker. If you're doing option trading or whatever, I didn't really do option trading. You could buy some shares in the morning at $3, and that joker be $7 before you go to bed, and you done pretty much doubled up. So I used to do that. Took some losses though. So I learned that my biggest thing is for me now is real. It has to be real. So that's why I always fool with real estate. I don't like things I can't see and touch, even though they real. Like I said, I made a lot of money with crypto. But if somebody had asked me today to go get my crypto, I didn't have no crypto to give them, But I did make some money. I'll be lying to you. It was another one. We're ones that it was the one with the dog. Shizu. Hold on one second. Let me UPS. Hey man.
Hey there.
Hey, we got the packages in a box.
All right, I got one for you. That's one you shipped out.
Oh yeah, it returned to me. Yeah, put it in the box for me. I'll come up there and get it.
And she had another one. When I showed that one to her this morning, I said, Joy, I said, I picked this up, man, stand out. I didn't know somebody had returned it.
Right. No, they didn't return it. What happens is some of them was using they P.O. boxes. Yeah, they were using P.O. boxes. Yeah.
I think when you do a P.O. box, you have to send it through
post office. All right. But just,
anyway, she had another one that didn't have a label on it at all.
You brought that back?
Well, she said it'll go out tomorrow, so I'll have it tomorrow.
All right, cool. Thank you, man.
So I just letting you know.
Appreciate you, man.
I'll be there.
All right, man. Yeah. Bye. Yeah, that's my UPS guy, man. You gotta treat your UPS people and your FedEx people, boy. But anyway, I've done all that stuff, guys. Learn about it. The information out here, learn about it. If you want to know about all this stuff, just learn about it. Just pick up your phone. Oh yeah, what was it called? Shiba. Yeah, Shiba. Man, I made some money with that joker, man. I had a friend named Sheena. Shout out to Sheena. My good friend of mine, that was his girlfriend. And she called my wife one night and she said, tell Larry to look at Shiba. I said, all right, cool. I looked at it and I know she was on the money too. So I jumped in and I bought some that night. I bought some. I forget how much I bought. Oh man, we probably tripled up, man. We probably tripled up that night. Like that night, I think the next morning or whatever, man, the money had tripled. I sold. Like, forget that. I got out of it. So for me, I had to do real stuff. Like I can't do nothing I can't see. I can make some money on it if I can, but if I can't see it, man, I don't know. Like if I can't go get it physically or go touch it, I'm hold up on that, because And what helped me get to this point was my attorney. I got an attorney. Well, Mr. Zachary, he used to be my attorney. And he was in his 80s still practicing law. And I asked him, why you still practicing law? He said, because I lost all my money in GM. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, how did it happen? And he told me how it happened. I said, whoa. So God allowed me to hear and see that. So it was at that point I was like, get that. If I can't see it, I can't touch it. Because even if you buy a piece of real estate and the value drops on it, you can go live on it. You can get rent. Because really, truly, it's all about cash flow. I'm sorry to be turning the conversation around, but it's really about cash flow, guys. It's not about how much money is showing up on a statement. You know, you can get excited about money that's showing up on a statement, but you don't have it, right? And you don't realize those gains until you sell it. And then when you sell it, you got to pay capital gains taxes on it, right? So it don't matter what something is showing up on a statement. That don't excite me because you got it on a statement. Then you go to sell it and just so happened it was off by $2 when you sold it. So that number that you saw on there is not, you still get a gain on it, but now you got to pay capital gains tax on it. So forget that. But so for a real property, worst case scenario, you just rent it out and you get cash flow with the rent. And the cash flow will help you every day, day to day. You don't have to sell nothing. Every month you get this $1,500 and that's coming into your account, right? So that's what it's really about, man. Most real estate investor people who do it, like I'm talking about cash flow real estate investor, they don't really care about the overhead, the big number. They just care about how much it's generating. As long as the money is covering the loan and putting something in their pocket, they good to go. Yeah, they good to go. And they just duplicate it. So that's how it is for me. I'm more into the cash flow. She said, I feel you. I like commodities over crypto. Yeah, man, for real. I can roll with commodities as well because that's some physical stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like corn, pork bellies, coffee beans. That's a commodity. So you can buy commodities. The commodity market, let's say you buy coffee beans at $3 a block today and tomorrow is at 10. So you can sell it to the market and make that $7 per, you know what I mean? So I just don't like the stuff you can't see. I just don't like that. If you can't touch it. And I know there's some people who make a lot of money off that digital stuff. You can't touch it. At least even if you buy a physical stock of Pepsi Cola, you can go to a Pepsi Cola location and touch the door, right? You can say, okay, here go Pepsi right here. I can walk in the store and pick up a can of Pepsi. Like it's something physical attached to it. What crypto kind of scare me is it's nothing you can touch. It's nothing you can touch. Like it's at any moment it can all disappear and we don't know. And I'm not anti because I done made some money, but that's scary that you put, people putting their life savings in this stuff and you can't touch it, right? So that's something else, man. Somebody said, Ken said, I wish I'd have bought gold 10 years ago. And the people 10 years from now are going to say they wish they had about gold 10 years ago, So maybe that'll help, If we got 10 years, gold is a gold. But, I follow this guy named Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I done read pretty much all his books and I'm a fan. He said silver and copper right now is what everybody should be investing in. Silver, because they're running out of silver, but he said copper. Now I'm gonna give you this, so pay attention. I don't know how true it is, but this is just the kind of stuff I be into. Now, he said that the reason why copper is at an all-time demand right now is because of these data centers. All these machines are running copper. That's why the government stopped pennies. They stopped making pennies because it's more profitable to sell the copper used for the pennies outright to companies because they need them to run them cooling systems within them data centers. So he said right now, copper is going to be one of the next big gold rushes because they need them for them computers. And then if you think about it, the government stopped making pennies. They've been making pennies forever. We don't do pennies no more. He said because it's more profitable. I don't know if he said it or somebody, he didn't say this. Somebody else said it, that it's more profitable for them to sell copper directly to companies now instead of just printing them, using them to make pennies. Yep. Chrissy said, but most of our last pennies were no longer copper. I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah. She said he taught me the buy debt side of real estate. Yeah. Yeah. If you know Robert Kiyosaki, then you understand what debt. He used debt. He called it good debt. He buy debt. He get in debt, create cash flow with the debt, let the debt cover the payments on, let the cash flow cover the payments on the debt, take the proceeds. And there's another thing they do. He called it an infinite return, an infinite return. An infinite return is this. They buy something like apartment complex, right? And they pay $8 million for the apartment complex. And they pay $8 million for the apartment complex. And they go in there and they add washer and dryers, and they put some kind of upgrades to justify a raise in rent. That's why almost all the new people, when they buy apartments, they're going to raise your rent. It's the same thing. It's the same play. This is what Robert Kiyosaki taught me. So they buy the apartment complex. It's an old apartment complex, and they may pay $10 million, $50 million for it, right? And they borrow it. They borrow the money from the bank. The bank give them the money. They buy it. They go in there and they upgrade apartments. They add new washers and dryers. They put some new floors down in the kitchen, right? And they raise the rent by $200, right? So when they raise the rent, and let's say they add 100% capacity, that means that the rents alone in the place automatically gonna cover the debt anyway. That's why the bank lend the money. But now with the increase in rent, they got a surplus of cash, right? So what they do is they go back to the bank and refinance the loan, get all their original money back out. So let's say they had to come up with $8 million. So let's say they had to come up with $8 million on whatever, 20% on whatever the loan was, right? So they refinance to do a cash out, get their original investment out, put their original money back in the bank, and allow the cash flow to keep paying the debt. They call that an infinite return, where you get all your original money back out. You don't have anything in it no more, but your credit on the line, and the bank getting paid from the rent. So that's why they raise your rents if you stay in an apartment. Every time they have new management or somebody buy it, they raising your rent. Your rent gonna get raised because they're gonna go cash out, and then that's what they do. Yeah. Let me see what Charlie said. Charlie said, I moved from the city to the country and cleared the property. I moved the trailer on it, sold off the trees, bought the lot next to it, put a house on a concrete runners, and building up on it. We gotta put a little more work in it. Working on improvements. I've never seen concrete runners, but I know exactly what you're talking about, right? They footers. You putting footers in the ground. Is that what you're talking about? You put footers in the ground and you just build a house instead of putting one complete slab. Y'all just building it on footers or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know everything. I done seen something. That concrete runner idea was offered to me because I was thinking about getting one of my containers set somewhere. And the idea was build a slab. And then the guy was like, nah, you don't need no slab, Larry. Just take you some basic concrete footers and put them and run them across and sit it on there. So I didn't do it though. Yeah. But yeah, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna do more of this streaming. I like to stream with y'all. And excuse me, y'all. And I have to. I think what do y'all think about this new what's the call this virus? The Hinu virus stuff. I forget the name of it. What y'all think about that? I don't know. I haven't been following it enough, but y'all think they trying to build it up to like another COVID? Now, I follow these people. One guy said, I don't know if it's true now, don't take it as salt. He said that he believed that they're heading towards a lockdown because they're running out of oil. Is it hantavirus? Okay, hantavirus. Copper is up right now because the military needed to make weapons while and components. That's another aspect I ain't even think about, Reggie, for real. That's another aspect. So it's called hantavirus, right? So one guy said, and this all conspiracy stuff, I don't know if it's true, so I just want to make sure I say that he believed that he's heading towards a lockdown because they're running out of oil. And as they run out of oil, then we're not gonna have gas fuel to be able to get back and forth to work. Diesel, because that's the biggest thing everybody need to pay attention to. Diesel prices, like, because diesel runs everything, guys. That's how the food get to us in them trucks. So as the diesel prices go up, man, I got a diesel truck out there, y'all. I put $75 in there. Cause the gas station, the station I went to only allow you to put, I put $74. They only allow you to put $74 worth of diesel at any time. It's a place right down the street from me. Look, little small town place, but it's cool. I don't ever really need that much diesel. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to fill my truck up. Why? You know, like, I don't need to. Where am I going? So normally when I put the 74 in there, it'll get me, you know, I had me some diesel. Man, I put $74 in that thing the other day, y'all. Man, I had to put 74 in there twice. Man, I'm telling y'all something. So as the price of diesel go up, y'all know everything else is going up. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure, because somebody said crowd control. Absolutely. Hold on, let me go invest in the stock market. I agree. I hope it don't come. Hold on, hantavirus. I'm going back up looking at the comments. Hantavirus, yeah, hantavirus. I hope it don't come to Illinois. It's here. It's here, y'all. Reggie made the best comment. Reggie, shout out to Reggie, man. Reggie holding it down brown. Reggie said, copper is up right now because the military was needed to make weapons, wire, and components. That's a real conversation right there to have. Waiting to see. Me too, Kim. I'm staying on my farm. I ain't going nowhere, man. Like, all that being in these crowded areas stuff, man. Like, man, y'all better get something. Like, for real, man. Let me see. Deborah, thank you for watching. Mystery Blue on YouTube said it's crowd control. Somebody made that statement. Somebody made that statement that they believe that they pumping this hantavirus because they're running out of fuel. And as they run out of fuel, you know, people ain't gonna be able to get where they need to go. So the next best thing is lockdown. But wouldn't that be crazy though? We have 2 lockdowns in our lifetime. No, I don't believe that, man. That to me, I couldn't believe it when it happened, man. Can you remember COVID? Do y'all remember when it not just remember, but do you remember when they first told you that we were gonna be locked in our houses, y'all? I remember that. I was working at home, so I was already working for myself. When somebody said you can't go nowhere, I was like, what? Then I started seeing all these reports that people getting sick. And I remember telling Camille was still staying with us. Then she was young. She running around. I was like, hey, look, let me tell you something. You bring COVID up in here, like, you either staying or you're going. That's what I told you. But staying in or going out. One or the other. But you ain't going to bring no COVID up in here. And I used to have to go to the grocery store for my grandmama and granddaddy. But, yeah. Yes. It said, Charlie Cook says it's a double wide. They got a concrete slab, strips. Yeah, blocks and porches, unrent metal roof, so it never have to play. Absolutely. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Charlie. Invest in the stock market. Yeah, I agree. You know, it's just that for me, investing in the stock market, the only way I'm gonna invest is dividends. I'm not really concerned with the overall what it does over time. And I want it to grow, but I'll be more concerned with the dividends. So let's say I'm sitting on $3 million that I got to put somewhere. I could put it in like Ford, and they give a 4% dividend every quarter, right? And you getting 4% on, you know, what you got, and then your principal still protected. I do that. That means I'm actually getting cash flow, you know. But just looking at a screen telling me my money good, you know, and I think people really, and that's a good thing, man. I am not knocking nobody who do that, man. I'm not speaking against it. For me personally, I got to have that money coming in. I need that money coming in. Like, I don't want to wait, you know, to realize those gains in 20 years. And by the time I do, so I want that money coming in so I can create a lifestyle I want today. So that's all I need. Mr. Blue said, make your own diesel and don't use She said, make your, he said, I don't know if it's a he or she. It's a female in the thing. I'm sorry. If you're a he or she, make your own D's. I'm interested in that conversation. I done seen it. Hope this virus, hold on, do make it, don't, I hope you say, do not make it to Illinois. Praying. Okay, yeah, I got you. He said, a lot of this stuff is distraction from the Clarity Act bill getting ready to be passed. It's about crypto clarity, the new financial system. I don't know enough about it to dispute or agree. Just tell me about it. I'm gonna research it now that you told me. Yeah. Whoa, I'm trying to get down to the doggone comments. They coming in real fast, y'all. Thank you, Glydia. Ken said we had a pact with Iraq, and this current administration ended it. Now we're in a predicament. Okay. Stephen Miller's 45's right-hand man said he wants the population to be 1/3 of what it is now. Really? Can I forget COVID? But it never left. No, it did not. It never left. I know some people been getting COVID and the air folk been getting COVID every year, 2-3 times a year. I have heard that the hantavirus can be a concern for farmers because rodents often live in barns and feed storage areas. The virus may spread through contaminated dust drivers. I can believe that too, for real. Absolutely. They definitely live in coops. Yep. Yes, my daughters and grandsons had it bad, but thank God, healing power. Proper cleaning methods and rodents control can help reduce the risk of serious illness. Yes. So yes, I remember Deborah said she remembers she worked in a nursing home COVID. Being a nurse, I had to go to work. It was on the front line one year. It says with info, comment with info at Legacy Farms. Okay, influential people use dividend investing very well. That's the only thing I would ever do. Never put my money in, just let it sit there and all they giving me. And I'm not knocking you now. If I say this, I'm not saying it to offend you. I'm just saying I would never put my money anywhere. And the only thing you giving me is a number on the screen. That's it. Like that number on the screen. And that's and I'm confident with just looking at that screen and I'm fine as long as it's going up. For me personally, I'm going to take my 5 million, my 10 million, and I'm going to put it in a dividend. Now, I want to get that 4% every year on my 10 million, and my 10 million is protected, right? Or that 4% every quarter on my 10 million. And it's just sitting there. That's what I would want, you know? So for me, my perfect strategy would be I'm finding dividend only stocks because I followed the Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, that's what he looked at. Warren Buffett with Berkshire Hathaway, that's what he did with his investors. They bought small companies. And, you know, he ended up buying all these companies, but he really was big on dividends. That's what he was on. So I followed him and read a lot of his readings and understanding what he was saying about investing. And Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, all these dudes who talk about cash flow, taking Warren Buffett methodology of creating cash flow with dividend stocks that pay an annual dividend or a quarterly dividend, creating a cash flow, take the cash flow and borrow, getting debt. You see what I'm saying? And let the doggone dividend. So let's see, because you don't pay tax on debt. You get $50 million from the bank. You ain't got to pay no taxes on them. You get what I'm saying? But you get $50 million from your stock. You got to pay capital gain tax, right? So you just paying the debt, but using the 50 million like you want to. So the goal is to take as much money and create as much cash flow as possible. That's the goal. You want to create cash flow. So whether it's $300 a month, that's my goal. Create cash flow. I got $300 a month coming from that. If it's $1,500 a month, now I got $1,800 a month coming from 3 from that, 15 from that. If it's $100 a month, now I got $1,900 a month coming 1 from that, 3 from that, 15 from that. If it's 50 cents a month, now I got 1,950 cents coming 50 cents from that. It's all about cash flow. My goal is to create as many of them as I possibly can and be all right, you know. They say poor is the mouse that only have one hole. Yep. And the reason why I'm able to say that is because I don't went broke before. And when you go broke, you see things different. Like for real. Him, he, him. Okay. I got you. That's your pronoun. I got you. He, him. What's up, bro? Municipal bonds, government bonds give consistent income too. I know about the bonds. I know they use them to build roads and all that stuff like that. Municipal bonds, government bonds. But I have never purchased them. I never purchased treasury bills. I never purchased. It may have been a mistake on my end. I probably should have been, but I've never purchased municipal bonds. But I heard you get a great return, and they fast paying bonds, 12 months. You create a great return in 12 months. 2 years, 5-year bond, like you get a whole 30, 10% on your money, whatever, right? But I have heard about it though. Hold on. I'm coming down. Please research it, Larry. It'll save everything you building. Research what? Hold on. I must have missed one of your comments. Let me go back up and see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Can you say it again? Which one? What you want me to research? I got a lot of comments. Charlie said she retired from nursing before it got bad. Yes, frontline. I know what you're saying. Also, I'm the receptionist. Oh, but you on the front. Hey, the receptionist. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. You can hate on her, but a receptionist. Oh man, a reception on the front line for real. My auntie was a receptionist, right? She gone now, and she said she saw everything and everybody coming through that front door. Yeah, people sleep on receptionists. They don't think reception. A receptionist is real, for real. Let me go back up and find this comment. She said somebody said, please look in it. It can save everything I'm building. I want to know. I must have missed something. Tell me what you're saying. I can't see. I got a lot of comments. They're coming in from YouTube. Right now it's just YouTube and Facebook. I had some Kick and Twitch comments coming in. But yeah, I got them all coming in at one. It's all coming in at one thing, and I'm sitting here looking at them. So I want to hear what you have to say. I really do. I want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of things. The big thing is to know everything with them. Just don't know the good parts of them. Because one thing I've learned about everything, there's a good and there's a bad associated with it, right? Or, nothing is all good. So whatever you're getting involved in, make sure you know the goods and the bads. Because the bad sometimes can be a non-negotiable for you, Man, it's raining. Hey, y'all, it's raining good out there. I should have put that fertilizer out. Yeah, I should have put that fertilizer out, but we live to see another day. Yeah. But, yeah, I just wanted to come on and kick it with y'all, man. I don't even know wherever. I see Facebook, but what's up, Jan? She said, hey, y'all, what's up? I wonder how these people, where these supposed to get my doggone emails from. Hello, Larry. This lady getting in touch with me. I serve on the FCON Communication Project Manager at. I am currently developing a story focused on both long and short-term drought solution in our region. Given that your state is facing severe drought conditions, I wanted to check in on how you are doing if you're in need of any support. I understand that managing the effects of severe drought can be incredibly stressful, especially alongside of the other work that must be done on your farm. As part of the article I am writing, I aim to engage directly with farmers to discuss the impact of the drought and the solutions that are assisting you during this season. I am particularly interested in gathering honest insight from producers about both immediate and long-term resilience work currently underway on farms. This story is scheduled for publication in our magazine, Living Roots, in September, and is intended to highlight the experiences, concerns, and innovation emerging directly from farmers in the Southeast. Okay. If you would be open to participating in a brief interview, I would greatly appreciate the chance to connect at a time that is convenient for you. I understand that this may be a particularly busy period, so please feel free to decline if you're unavailable. We can arrange a meeting via Zoom or phone call, depending on your preference. Thank you for the important work you do and for taking the time to share your experiences with me. I don't even know how she got my information. For real. It was a nice mission. I made you get in touch with her. Let's see what's going on. Yo, Slate, what's happening, bro? What y'all cooking tonight? Hey man, I'm gonna eat some leftover. Okay. I say the Clarity Act. Okay, you mentioned the Clarity Act. Let's look up the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act. I'm gonna find out about the Clarity Act right now, right? Let's look it up. I'm gonna ask about the Clarity Act. 1 second, y'all. Can you provide information on the Clarity Act? I want to know about it. Let's see what they're talking about. They see stuff before. Yeah, these things coming in like crazy. Y'all, hold on. Let me go back up. Yeah, comments. Sometimes the comments start coming in faster than LBJ is moving. Pam Henry, they see stuff before anybody. I was about, okay, the Clarity. I got you. Hey, Mr. Larry. Yo, what's up, Latonia? Slate, what's happening, man? We're gonna eat leftovers tonight. How long have you owned your farm? 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. We bought it in 2022. You like my live? You like the live today? Thank you. Do you catch rainwater for garden irrigation? I don't know more. I used to. I don't have the right catchment system, but I am. So I used to have a catchment system that I use IBC totes, the clear IBC totes. And if you let light get into the water, it's going to get microorganisms in it. Algae start growing, mess it up. So I need to actually get me some rain barrels, but I want to get, I looked up 1,100 gallon, 2,000 gallon rain barrels, right? And it seemed like it's a lot, but it really ain't a lot, but it seemed like it's a lot. But that's what I want to get. I already have the system set up off the side of my house, my gutters. I already have them set up. Like when my gutters were installed, they were installed to catch water. I just got to get the right actual barrels to do it. And I would like to, I really would, man. But it's just like so many other things, man. I got to get caught up. I got to get caught up. Keith said we motivate you. You all have motivated me to grab some land. Yeah, I think we all should. Yeah, because if you got to go run and hide to the hills and duck off, I was asking my wife, me and my wife was riding and talking. I said, in our society, we don't work together because we don't have to, right? So most people don't work with one another because you don't have to. We've been tricked into believing because we can go get our own stuff. I'm finna make a point that we can go get our own stuff that we don't need nobody. We got ourselves, right? But I want to say this. It was a trick from the start. Because without credit, most people can't go get their own stuff. Most, not all. But without credit, most people don't have cash to go buy nothing. Straight up. We're talking about a lot of people. But they created this imaginary score to get you to be able to feel more confident in the score than in your ability to build and your ability to accumulate. So you have people that are more confident in this score, this imaginary score that somebody created, right? That's where the confidence lies, not in my ability to make stuff happen. Like I got a brain that God gave me. I stay up late at night trying to, not late at night, you need to sleep. But I stay up and put an extra hour in when I get off work every day, working on something. And I believe it may take off one day. And then eventually it does take off. And you make a good living off of it, right? So we've been placated into being complicit in this whole system, but it's to our own detriment. It's some big words, right? So we've been placated to be complicit, to go along with it into this system that's to our detriment. You get what I'm saying? It don't mean us any good. So the reason why most people don't work with one another, and you got people with all these arrogant ideas and arrogance and don't like each other and can't deal with each other, is because they can borrow money. Straight up. They can borrow money. And when I say borrow money, I'm not talking about going to get a loan. I'm talking about you could buy a house. That's borrowing money. So now you got somewhere to go. You can get you an apartment. That's cool. You'll never own it, but you can get you an apartment. You can go get a car. I got mine. You get yours. But it ain't your car. Miss 3 or 4 payments and you'll find out who car it is, right? I wonder what it would look like if all these systems were destroyed and you had to buy a house, right? Or you actually had to pay the rent on the apartment up for 1 year like they do in other countries. Attitudes will shift fast. That arrogance will go out the window. People will learn to work with one another. Families will learn to work with one another because it'll be out of necessity then. Straight up. It won't be no more, well, I just going on. I ain't got, but people so quick, I cut you off. But when people start needing each other, that changes a little bit. For real. And I don't know, man. I feel like we get into that. I don't know how long this facade can be held up. This fake money, fiat currency, not backed by anything. Y'all know that's what the fight is about over there, right? Y'all know that's what the fight about. The fight ain't about oil. The fight is about U.S. dollars. Iran is saying they don't want to just use U.S. dollars no more. They're going to use the yen, the yuan. And the Saudis, if the Saudis ever decide to use another form of currency for petrol, for oil, our currency crashes, guys. So, and it's not bad by nothing. Just go research it. You'll find out, right? There's a book called A Creature from Jekyll Island I read a long time ago about that, how they created the Federal Reserve Bank out there on Jekyll Island and sunk the Titanic. It's crazy, man. If that truly happened, man, that's crazy, man. Like, I don't know if it's true, but we know they created the Federal Reserve Bank on Jekyll Island and they sunk the Titanic. That's crazy. But tell you, I own my home. Hold on, let me get in the comment section. Y'all coming in. She said, I think this is why they're releasing plagues and undermining health. Yeah, it could be trying to get white people out. How I'm just logging in. So please excuse me if I'm off topic, but what do you recommend for those of us who want to buy land but don't know where to begin? Land.com. Look up land.com and put your address, the area you want to go buy in. Zillow, land.com. The 1 million references, the 100 million references, according to the New York Times and the Guardian, President Trump reportedly remarked in a 2024 campaign meeting that if we're up to Miller, they will be on 100. Okay, little and step by step. Do you have help with other men that helps you? Friends. Friends. I have friends. I have sons, but they scattered, all my sons scattered. They got their own family. So I have friends. My friends, they come down and help me. My brother-in-law come down. My sons will come down. Don't get me wrong. I get one of my oldest sons, he in Indiana, he come down. But as the kids get older, they can't come as much because the kids' lives are complicated now. While the kids are young, they can pack up and go whenever they want to. But when the kids get in softball and she playing running track and, they only can try to squeeze in one little time a year. And then eventually that one time a year get brushed off. You get what I'm saying? So the best time you could possibly get it is in the holidays. But if they married, they ain't going to just come to your house every holiday period. They got to go to the wife's house or the husband's house, family member's house. So you only start seeing them once every other year. You get what I'm saying? And then eventually, once every other year turn into once every 2 years. And then you look up, you ain't seen them in 5 years. So that's how it works with family, man. I understand that part. I feel like our community is being built with us, all of us. We are each other's community. You get what I'm saying? So we are the community. We can't depend on our relatives. We can't depend on our children because they're going to go off ultimately and do what they want to do anyway. They passion and go ahead. It's their life, rightfully so. I don't have no hard feelings for me. I ain't not doing what I want to do with my life. So I feel like the community is what we create, all of us. So as we sit on here and we talk and we share ideas with one another, because I'm reading you guys' comments as well as giving mine. And Charlie Cook said we used to barter system for a lot of things. Yep. Capitalism focuses on rugged individualism. You are right. You are correct. Meaning you're on your own and don't really have an incentive to work with others. But before civilizations were communal, they destroyed that. You're right. Yeah. It's all about this individualism. That's how we're able to be picked off. Our kids are told that they got to get out in the world at 18. Don't know nothing. Don't even know how to bathe good. You know what I mean? Like you did the best you could. You wanted they even bathing right, but they out in the world talking about they grown at 18. You get me? You taught them everything you could, but you know how kids are. You go in there and look at wash up here and why they ain't bathing right. But they in the world talking about they grown now. Stinking and everything. So that's our society. Our society has tricked us. They tricked us, y'all. Yeah. But what happens? I think that's what the fight is all about. I think the fight is all about trying to hold on to the mirage. That's what the fight is, y'all. And when I say the fight, this pool, everybody think we fighting against Republicans and Democrats and we fighting against this and that. No, man, we fighting against the whole, they trying to hold on to this mirage, this image, this lie. As long as they possibly can, we're going to hold on to it. You see what I'm saying? We got to keep these people believing that it's okay. I seen a thing the other day. Latoya said, I own my home outright. I bought it cash money. Amen, somebody. I know what that feel like. I seen this thing the other day, where up in Fayetteville, Georgia, it's over there outside of Atlanta. Fayetteville normally was a good area. I don't know what it is now, but Fayetteville was a good area. For real. If you know Atlanta, the Atlanta area, Fayetteville was like, it's 30 miles outside of Atlanta, but it's like a suburb. Like it's where you go when you done made it. And you get a good job and y'all move outside the city, you move to Fayetteville, right? Come to find out they done put a data center down there. The data center they found out has been using up all the water. The company comes out and say, oh man, we didn't know. Oops, man, a contractor lied to us. They lying. You don't be a multi-billion-dollar places like that and you don't know every aspect. That's a lie. Like I have been on meeting calls with my businesses and it ain't no multi-billion. It's a $500,000 project, brother. You have to dot I's and cross T's before them checks get signed, before procurement get involved, before them checks get sent, buddy. You are going to be walked through project. You got to have a statement of work. You got to have, man, listen. So they lying. The people are upset, right? And I was saying to myself, so all those people are paying all that money in them houses out there, and then they don't have good water pressure. I wonder how long the people of America gonna keep going for this stuff, because we weaklings, right? We've been tricked with this softness. We soft. We're not gonna do nothing but complain and throw rocks. Like we're not gonna do nothing. But if you push the people too far, you're gonna get a tough return. So I wonder how long the American people gonna keep accepting stuff before it get to the point where somebody decide we're gonna go there and burn that data center down. We don't care about no police or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, do you understand that the American people, if the American people was to decide to first come together, but we gotta fight politics first, then we gotta fight culture, we got to fight race, we got to fight all this stuff. We got to keep these jokers fighting amongst each other, because the worst thing that could ever happen is these jokers start trying to doggone. You know what I mean? Because if these jokers come together, it's how many of us it is. But I was saying to myself when I seen that video that these people are outright disrespecting folks. Been doing it, but they done bought this place up, built this place, and they're sucking up all these people water. These people paying all these high mortgages and everything now and don't have water pressure in their house no more. Like, you asking a lot from these folks, How long are the people going to stand by and watch it before they get aggressive? I don't know. That's what I'm asking myself, y'all. And this ain't I'm not pushing it, I'm not promoting, I'm just saying to myself in my mind, like, how long are these corporations are gonna keep doing this stuff to a group of people before the people finally just say, we're gonna burn it down? What happens then? The police show up, the people say, we don't want to hurt you, but you're not stopping us, police. It's only 300 of y'all, it's 5,000 of us, and we all armed too. You get what I'm saying? Like, so they're pushing American people pretty far right now. Sucking up their water, sucking up water, man. That's something else. Anyway, let me see. My home is 8 years old, but I own it for 11 and a half years. This is Latoya talking about her, she bought her house cash, y'all. You did right. That's a good deal. If you can do it, I'm telling you, U.S. trying to control worldwide dominance. Yeah, that's right. The first one in my family. Amen. Right. Good deal. Think about who all was on the Titanic. Old money. Robert Barons. Okay. Trulia is another site you can look up. Finally. My comment was in 3 pieces. You have to read it all together or it doesn't really make sense. Sorry. I'm sorry. Now you good. You good. Right. Laura said, I need to buy land. I'm a single woman with a teenage daughter and no family. I hear you. How old are my sons? I have an older one who's Tay 32, man 30, Quade just turned 28, Mosiah 29, 28, 29. And then you got Mia, she 27. And then keep it easy to have been, hold on. Is Mia 28? I think Mia 20, 27, 28. One of them. Them jokers is almost 30. Yeah. You from Minneapolis? Let's link Larry Brown Jr. I want to come and help out for a week. See what's living in Homestead. Yeah, we were just talking about we trying to put together some stuff now with our chicken processors and stuff. So I put it out there. A village still. Internet community. There you go, Charlie. We're internet community. Plus, I wanted to interview you on my podcast. Okay. Yeah, I get a lot of those interviews, man. My email, One Man 4442. Send it to my email. Yeah, I get a lot of those requests, my friend. And I had to go through them. Let me see. We are a small community, but we try to watch out for each other. We do have some that they think they don't need us until emergency. You right about that. Wish I could get my family together and make moves like yours have. Big up to you and yours, brother. Yeah. It says, we are seeing trends of extended families living together. I think people will find a way to bind together and commune again as times become more complex. That was a good response. Christy. That's Christy Lewis. That was a good response. That's a good response. Times are gonna change, guys. Let me see. Vivian, True, Charlie, they have acres of solar panels taking areas in the country, absolutely. And then charging the people for the electricity. So think about that. They're setting up the solar panels, using the solar panels to harvest electricity, but then charge people to use the electricity. I feel you. I live in a small city and some people, think they better than you. Like you said, until they need you. Then now they want to reach out to the ones they look down. Facts, take over. Larry Brown Jr., let's link on my podcast. I'm heard in 42 countries. I hear you, Jay. Political private interest groups are diverting resources for their small group interests. Deep. You're so right. I went to a big box store and an ear of corn in the husk was $1.27. Wow. And a bell pepper was $1.08. But we aren't making that much money. So the money don't match because the money not worth that. Right? It's not the stuff going up, it's the value of the money going down. Because they done printed so much of it. So they're trying to do this quantitative easing. And when it goes into this recession, they're trying to get the money back off the doggone the streets, slowing everything down. Because COVID, they pump. Y'all remember how COVID was? Man, I made so much money doing COVID, man. COVID was crazy, man. Like, man, anybody with man, they had. If you got an unemployment check in COVID, they would give you an additional $600. Like random people just getting another $600. Like you already getting $200 and some money for your unemployment, and they throw another $600 on top of that. Yeah, man, they what? Hey man, who came up with those ideals? Like, I guess because people couldn't find no jobs, right? That was a trip, yeah, for real. Liars to the max, liars to the max. You right. I pray that it's an interview. I pray that it's an interview so more of God, goodness and blessings reach others. Yeah. Latoya said 11 and a half years. My water bill has gone up from 40 to 89. But on the farm I just purchased, it has a well. I'm learning to get paid. You better use that well. Doggone right. So I got a well. And my next thing is I want to get off this electricity. I'm on a grid right now. Solar is not expensive. It's the installation of solar that's expensive. Being able to install solar, most people can do it themselves. It's not hard. It's just like you got panels, you got inverters, you got batteries, like you got control stations, and then they got some of them that's a control station and an inverter together. It's not hard, guys, at all. I'm telling you, just set this up, connect the running wire to that. Like, it's not hard. So I'm actually interested in investing in some panels. But how I want to do it is I actually want to do it cash, but I want to buy, I could buy used or new stuff. It don't make me no difference because it all works, right? I'm in these groups on Facebook that's they solar groups, and what they doing is, and it may be something you interested in, and what they do is when they get done with their old equipment or they upgrade their equipment, they sell all their old stuff to make some of the money back. So I've been watching that real heavy. I just hadn't had anybody close enough to me. And they'll sell you their whole package, or let's say they upgrade all their panels and they got a bunch of panels. You can go buy the panels. Solar is going to be the way. If you can do solar 100% off-grid solar in a well, that's the closest to freedom you ever have in the United States of America. For real. If you can get a paid for property off of solar and on a well, and you're not on the grid, I don't think you can get no more freer than that in America. And stay healthy. Oh, man. Now, your property taxes, that's a different story. That's what we need to be. That's what we need to be campaigning about right there. Your property taxes. You buy a property, you pay for it outright cash, but then they raise your taxes up every year. So now you went from paying $900 to $1,200. Now you up to $1,500 paying on a property that you live in. And how we justify it is say, well, yeah, of course they do this. What they do? What they do for that money for you? I stay on the dirt road. Somebody say, well, they maintain the dirt road. Yeah, I can agree with that. But that's all they do. Maintain the dirt road for us. And we had to complain like crazy when we first got down here to do that. So they just passed a property tax bill in the Georgia legislation. The governor just signed it. I was campaigning about that. They got to put a cap on the property taxes. You can't allow counties to just raise people property taxes because they done bought some new trucks and they got to figure out how to pay for them. And you raise, no. I don't care about that school. My kids don't go to them schools. I pay just as much for the school tax. And I ain't knocking the school, but why I got to pay for the school? My kids don't go to the school. I don't have no kids in that school. For real. Now, Mo go to the school, so okay, fine. And, the lady come down here and get her, the bus driver. So, all right, cool. But that's the problem. The problem is we're being taxed. We're being taxed. We pay taxes on what we make. We make taxes on what we buy. And we pay taxes on what we own. We pay income, sales, property tax, guys. That's what we pay. We pay tax. Most people are not complaining about that. So, when I talk to you, if you're not really grasping that, I'm like, man, you just don't. I mean, these people are taxing us on. Man, you pay gas tax. You pay tax on your fuel. You pay tax on what you buy in the store. You pay sales tax. You pay property tax. You pay income tax. Inflation is a tax. Any other little hidden tax that they have, man, you pay tax, man. We pay taxes, man. So that's the issue. You know, and the reason why that's an issue is because I think about getting older and being a senior, and all my brothers and sisters who are seniors and they on fixed incomes, even if they did well with their stock portfolios or whatever, right? And let's say they getting 50K, 60K a year in returns on their investment, right? And they doing good, but they now got to pay $4,000 a year for property tax. You know, you throw another, depending on what state you in Georgia, we don't have Avalon no more. You just pay it off at one time, but you know, all the little additional little stuff you have to pay. You have power bills. You have even tax in the power bills. You have, like, how you supposed to make it in America? You know, of course, yeah, we can grow food. We can have animals. We can do all that. But it's the property tax that's scary to me. It's the property tax, y'all. Yeah, it's the property tax. I'm worried some about the property tax. Yeah. Let me see. My daughter-in-law bought her farm from before she married my son. Nice. I'm first in the list. I got you, Jay. Are you just working for yourself? Yeah, I work for myself, guys. I've been working for myself. I got a business that I run, a small data services that I run myself. I link with other companies, and I do data recovery for companies. It's been slow though. This year has been slow, guys. It's been, I'm not gonna lie, man. We okay, but man, I've had some years, boy. This ain't one of them, but we only in the first half. So now we're getting ready to get in June. I never judge the whole year until the end of it, because boy, I done had some years that started off like some boy, you saying to yourself, boy, if this year stay like this, and then everything shut down around by June, July, you don't see no more money, like straight up. So I'm interested, man, but if it stay like this, boy, that's a rough one, for real. Let's see, family compound would be good if everyone do their part to keep the things moving. And I'm gonna tell you, man, a family compound, I don't know. It's gonna take a lot of grace. You're gonna have to be able to forgive and have grace with your folks, boy. I'm telling you. Because sometimes your old folks, boy, is something else your own folks is. You know what I mean? You gotta have grace. You do. Yep. You gotta be able to forgive. It says, Jay said, you're very inspiring for black men who want to become better after having some issues. Absolutely. Yeah, you can do it. It's hard though. You done made it harder for yourself, but you can do it. I always tell everybody, when you get talking about what they can't do or what they ain't gonna be able to do, I say, nah, you can. It's just harder because you did it to yourself, right? How much does it cost to purchase a farm on land like mine? Just curious. I don't know. If you want to know how much mine costs $133,000. That's how much mine costs. Of course, we bought it and we did a lot of work to it. So if you probably have to come out and buy it now, we could say it'll be up there a little bit because, you know, we got 2 properties on mine now. We got buildings. All this stuff wasn't here. So if you're talking about just the land alone, then I'm not sure. Depending on where it's at, what you have access to, etc. But this place wasn't that expensive because it wasn't what you see now. What you see now, this place was nowhere near that. This was a dump. Like this, the road was bad. Like everything, like it was depressing. The house stunk. This house we sitting in right now, me and my wife renovated this whole entire house ourselves. Shout out to Reese. We renovated this whole house, man. We went from the front to the back of this house, put new floors down, painted, did both bathrooms, kitchen, everything, y'all, by ourselves inside. Yep. It was tough, but we did it. Finally caught me live. You still ain't caught my wife yet live. You'll catch her. She be live. Okay, Latanya. We working on water well. Yeah, get your water well. Yeah. Not much, but they want their money. Absolutely. Right. Do you have the process system softening? Oh, you talking about for the well water? I don't, but see, that's where it come in about testing your water. All well water don't need that. So what you're talking about softening the water, that's for hard water. I don't have hard water. Hard water is just basically when you got a heavy amount of chemicals, certain chemicals in your water, and you have to run it through a filtration system. Now, you still can run it through a filtration system, but my water is not hard. We get our water tested, right? So that was one of the things you need to get your water tested. Thank God my granddaughter is in pre-K, school, hospital, and Mercy. Yeah, I understand that. Yes, yeah, the taxi, school, hospital, and Mercy. I understand that. I really do. Can you recommend a book or website to help me avoid the pitfalls of land buying? I'm getting ready to bring this book out on Stephanie. I showed this on there. This is a book me and my wife and I have created, and I was telling everybody I'm critiquing it right now. I feel like I need to add more to it, but everybody made the suggestion that, okay, just put this one out and then just do a part 2. So I probably just end up doing that, because that is a good idea, y'all, that I didn't think about. And we're thinking about doing a course where we're going to do a course and we're going to walk you through teaching modules out of this, right? So the first module in this book would be the foundation, why and your why. We're going to talk about module 1. We're going to talk about our story, and the ideas, our reason for starting a farm. Then you got to ask yourself, Kiwi's Farms tip. Be honest with yourself. If the only reason you're wanting a farm is because it looked good online, this workbook will save you from a bunch of expensive mistakes. But if your reason is real, whether it is freedom, food security, legacy, or healing, then you are building something that can last. So we're saying our book will help you from making expensive mistakes. But if you're trying to do it for any other reason, then, so that's just part of it. I just feel like we need to ask these questions, but I want to teach it in our thing, right? And we got this worksheet. This is a worksheet that's added in there, right? And in this worksheet, it says this is an emotional readiness checklist. This is important. Farm life can be incredibly rewarding, but it's not easy. It's a 24/7 commitment. Be honest with yourself and your family about the realities of this lifestyle change. The workload. Are you prepared for hard physical labor every single day in all kinds of weather? These are realities that you really need to ask yourself. The ideal sounds good, right? Y'all might have seen a video I posted recently about if you're afraid of mice, if you're afraid of snakes, then this might not be the life for you, because I'm talking about not scared, but we're talking about paralyzed by them. I know people who freeze up and they can't do nothing. Being scared is fine. Fear is a survival skill, right? But I'm talking about still scared, but still able to chop the head off the snake, right? Still scared, but able to still do what you need to be doing. You know what I mean? If you're one of the people that get paralyzed with fear from a snake or a mouse, you this ain't it. Because you like be walking out there today on your chicken and just walk into the coop and see a big old snake that got over in there. Like, what you gonna do? And I'm talking about you paralyzed, definitely scared. You get what I'm saying? So you really have to ask yourself about that. And the same way with the work, the labor. We got to get out here in the rain. Like, it's raining now. I still got to go out there and feed them jokers. That's why I got my hat on. It's my rain hat right here, right? I got to get out here and feed my doggone. I got to get out here and feed my animals in a minute. You get what I'm saying? So ask yourself when you say, I want a small farm, if that's something you can do. Financial responsibility. Do you have a realistic plan for managing cash flow, especially in the first year when expenses are high and income may be low? Family involvement. Is your entire household on board, right? Farm life affects everyone. How will you handle disagreements about priorities? Long-term commitment. This is not a hobby you can put down when you get bored. Are you prepared for a 10+ year commitment to building this life? So we're going to put this out. And these are the questions I think you want to really ask yourself. That's an emotional readiness worksheet. And in module 2 right here, where to look and who to trust. So a lot of you guys ask about where to look, who to trust for land. We got all that. The Kiwi's Farms tip is do not fall in love with pictures online. We search multiple property websites and find our property on the Land and Farm website, Land and Farm. So there's another one, Land and Farm website, after comparing it with Zillow. That taught us to compare listings carefully and never depend on just one source. You get what I'm saying? So we got all these tips in here that we getting ready to bring out, and we want it to bring value and help you guys. All right. I'm trying to catch up with these comments and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I got to go out here and feed y'all. It says, yeah, so we're gonna recommend our book. Yes, about the property taxes and garbage. Yep. Well, opening church and make everything you sell donation based. Yep. Junk taxes are a major problem. You right about that. Tax on everything. You're right with all these taxes. Put the farm in a trust. Open a church. Churches are, I guess, on tax exempt. Yeah, churches are your 501c3. We have a 501c3, guys. We do have a 501c3. The only thing about the trust part of it, I'm gonna help you with the trust. So, when you put your property in a trust, you lose your homestead exemption. All right. So there's been this big push about putting property in a trust to protect it. And that's a good strategy, right? But you lose your homestead exemption because now the trust owns the property and not you. And you don't get a homestead exemption when the trust owns the property. So let's say right now my taxes are $2,000 a year with the homestead exemption. And because I put it in a trust, I lost my homestead exemption. So now I got to pay $4,000 a year. You get what I'm saying? So just be careful with that. That's something that I've actually researched, with the trust. That you lose your homestead. Once you lose your homestead, you got to make that payment every year. So guys was pushing that on TikTok so much to sell books, but not many of them told you that once you take that house out of your name as a single family residence, right, and it turns into a corporation or a business or any kind of entity owning that, you lose your homestead. And when you lose your homestead, you got to pay it. You got to pay it. So yeah, I hear you. We got a 501c3, but I don't know about your property taxes. I don't know about that. They're trying to regulate on what you grow. Yeah. Wow. That should be worked out before they come in the property. Yep. Go Riff. Yeah, amen. So go Reese. I think go Reese. Amen. Somebody. I like the idea of a course. Yeah, we're gonna do a course. Yes, book 2 and more to come. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. Oh, they my Kick. Hey, homie, I can share your stream in Kick community. Okay, share it. Share my stream, homie. Hook me up. How much did it cost for all my animals? I didn't buy my animals at one time, guys. I bought my animals over time. And then a lot of them babies you see on the ground, we had right here. So if you want to know about animals, my best advice to you, if you're trying to get started, is buy bred mamas, meaning pregnant females. Buy pregnant females if you're trying to get started. And bring them onto your place. Let them jokers have babies. If you can get $500 for a bred female and she have 3 babies, now you got 4 animals for one. Or if she have 2 babies, now you got, so buy bred females. Add me on Discord. I'm gonna add you on Discord. Oh my God, no! Please don't teach to kill the snake. Get a hook and move it. Okay, they deserve love too. Yeah, I don't have no problem with snakes. Is it good to put my home in a trust for my daughter? I was thinking about it. My home is 5.3 taxes is 5.3 taxes is $45 a year. Are you getting a homestead exemption? Are you getting an exemption on your property? Because if you get an exemption on your property, then that $4,500 is at a discounted rate. 530, 45 seeming a little low. You know what I mean? So you may be getting a homestead exemption. If you go and put it in a trust, you may lose your exemption. So I'm not sure how it works where you are. I would definitely look into that, right? I would look into that. I would look into if I'm gonna lose my exemption. Now, the trust really works great for protecting us against the Medicaid recovery, the Social Security recovery deal. If you get sick and you have to go into a nursing home facility, long as you don't, they got a look back of like 5 years or something. Like they can go back and look and see if you made any kind of moves, took the property out of your name or whatever within 5 years, and they can come after the property to get their money back. So that's a touchy thing. Like when do you do it? Because if you do it now, and I say, yeah, man, it's good to put it in a trust, and now your taxes done been jacked up to about $10,000 a year. Because 530, it seemed 4,500 is, that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know if you're on a homestead, but you should, if you're not on a homestead, then you probably should be on a homestead. You know, so I would really look at a homestead. I don't know, you saying yes, no, like you answering, so I'm not sure which ones you're answering to. This book would definitely be informative, and yes, homestead exemption can hit hard. I'm telling you, boy. You got a homestead exemption. Listen, if you don't have no homestead exemption, you better get one. I'm telling you now. Homestead exemption will knock your taxes in half, buddy. But it's certain rules that you have to apply about the homestead. And that was the only thing that the trust part was scary for me, was losing my homestead exemption. And you done doubled your taxes. And when you double your taxes, you now, what are you saving? The house is protected, but what you saving? You know what I mean? You know, so it's always something to come along with it. That's what I'm saying. It's always something, man. The best thing we can do as a people is create cash flow. The more cash flow we create, the better we gonna be. That's my advice. Cash flow. All right. I'm about to wrap it up. Y'all know what I'm about to do. I wish I could take y'all with me, but I tried to stream earlier and I couldn't. When I was streaming, it didn't do right. I am going to go out here and feed. I gotta feed my birds. I got some birds I gotta feed. I have to I gotta go up here and feed these doggone male goats. Yes, ma'am, Latoya. Homestead is a discount on the taxes. Yeah, you're gonna get pretty much 50% off. I don't know what your state work like, but I've been in Georgia, and anytime I file for a homestead, it cut the taxes in half. It cuts the taxes in half. You know, but they still go up every year anyway. But it does cut them in half. So if you're paying $4,500 a year, which is, like I said, if you're on 530, I don't know what your property value is like around, but you should check, because if you're not on homestead, you should get on homestead. Yeah, in my state, you can file an affidavit to retain your homestead exemption status if the trust includes occupied by one of the trusts. That's a good. What state are you in? Yeah, that's good information, Stephanie. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Yeah, we were destroyed by lack of knowledge. That's real. If you don't get the discount, Latoya, you should look it up. You should get the discount if it's available for you. I'm not sure about Delaware. I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure, but you should look it up, man. What's up, Dante? You should look it up. If you don't get homestead, you should look up the homestead exemption. And Stephanie made a great point, and I love the information and the sharing of the information. Stephanie made the point of saying you can file an affidavit to retain your homestead exemption status if the trust includes occupied by one of the trust members. Okay, let me check my state. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even know that was a thing, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Let me ask my state. But let's go back to this CLEAR Act. You know, I looked it up, this Clarity Act, man. He brought up the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act, man, I'm about to go, but I searched it while he was mentioning it. It says, the Clarity Act, it's a Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025. It is the most comprehensive piece of crypto regulation ever passed one chamber of the U.S. Congress. The core purpose, the Clarity Act seeks to define and rationalize the boundaries of SEC and CFTC jurisdiction, curing a source of significant regulation, friction, and legal uncertainty. For much of the past decades, digital asset regulation was shaped primarily through enforcement rather than clear rules, creating legal uncertainty, constraining traditional financial institutions, and pushing innovation abroad. What it does, The acts aim to split responsibilities for the digital asset and cryptocurrency industry between the SEC for digital assets that behave like securities and the CFTC for commodities on decentralized networks. It sets up clear rules for exchanges, brokers, and trading, adds protections for DeFi developers and validators, and through safe harbors, includes measures against central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and address tokens that shift from investment contracts to commodities over time. Whatever that means. You know what I mean? By defining most blockchain native tokens as digital commodities rather than securities. Okay, I got that. By defining most blockchain native tokens as digital commodities rather than securities. The bill moves regulatory authority over the largest and most active part of the crypto market to the CFTC, which has historically taken a less adversarial posture towards crypto than the SEC. Legislative status. The House passed the Clarity Act on July 17, 2025, with a 294 to 134 vote. It has not passed the Senate. The primary sticking point has been a dispute over stablecoin yield provisions, with the banking industry lobbying against any interest-bearing stablecoin provisions. Polymarket currently assigns a 67% probability to the Clarity Act passing in 2026. Before reaching the president's desk, the bill must advance through the Senate Banking Committee, pass the full Senate, and be approved by the chambers. Okay. I don't know. It ain't passed yet. So we got some information. Anyway, let's see. All right. Let's see. My brothers, I'm finna wrap it up, guys. Thank you, Latoya. Look up the homestead in your area. Hey, Stephanie came through in the clutch, didn't she, Norma? Stephanie came through with that information. Stephanie said, look at my wife. Stephanie said, let me see. I'm about to ask about the trust. I'm looking about the trust. Yeah, Latoya said you're going to do an irrevocable trust, but I'm going to do some research. I can't tell you or no.
About what, irrevocable?
Yeah, she's gonna do it, but I know you lose your homestead, but Stephanie came back and said that you can file an affidavit. It says, she said, I just Googled the state of Georgia will allow the retention of tax exempt status too. You must file a trust affidavit. Okay.
But the irrevocable trust is different. You have other.
Yeah, she talking about, she said, so Stephanie made the comment that you can file an affidavit to keep your tax status, your tax exempt status.
And irrevocable.
Irrevocable. I'm not sure. She said she just looked it up. I'm looking it up now. But I'm gonna look it up, man.
We was gonna do it irrevocable.
Yeah, we was about to do it. Yeah.
And then we looked it up and it went.
It says important Georgia specific notes. Georgia has a transfer tax, typically $1 per $1,000 of value, but transfers to a revocable trust where you're the grantor beneficiaries are often exempt. No need for a Georgia inheritance or estate tax. Georgia repealed its estate tax in 2014. Yeah. I'm gonna do some research before I crash out. You know what I mean? But I thank you so much for all the information, guys. Okay. We about to wrap it up, man. I gotta go out here and feed these animals and get it done. It's raining like crazy. I should have fertilized. I really should have, but I'll be okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all next time. It was a good stream today. I think we accomplished a lot, shared information amongst each other. We're gonna build a community where we start talking and communicating with each other, y'all. Sharing this information. We call that cross-pollinating. We want to cross-pollinate. We want what you know, pollinate with us, etc. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm gonna wrap it up today. I'm gonna talk to y'all next time. This is Larry, man.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.